Hi, I'm Carrie. Welcome to my channel. Today we're taking a journey down the yellow brick road to check out the Wizard of Oz tarot that is put out by Insight Editions. I can't express how thrilled I am to have this tarot in my collection. I love the Wizard of Oz. It was such a special movie to me in my childhood while growing up, and when I saw a walkthrough of the deck, because I did wait for a walkthrough before I decided that this is something that I wanted to have. I made sure that it was fully illustrated, which this deck is, especially since it's an Insight Editions deck. I only own one other Insight Editions, which is Nightmare Before Christmas, which is really all pips. So when I saw that this is fully illustrated, I knew that this deck and I were going to get along beautifully. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to talk briefly about the guidebook. I'm going to walk through each of the cards, and then I have a ton of pairings for you at the end of this. I have to say that I think this deck is so well done. I don't know if it's showing on camera or not, but there is like spot gloss here on the guidebook, which is, I think, so pretty and such a nice touch. It's even here on the, did I say guidebook? On the deck, I mean. And I think it's such a nice touch and everything. So I really do appreciate that. You get a colored guidebook. And for the majors, you have a full image of the card. It talks a little bit about the character and the card, and then your upright and reverse meanings. I think that's for most of the majors. I think there was one, maybe two, that didn't have that little beginning, but I think most of it has this like little intro here. And then for the minors, we have a smaller image of the card, and then just like the upright and the reverse meanings. And there are, I think, three spreads. Yeah, three spreads in the back. The author of the guidebook is Erica Davis, and the illustrator is, I think it's Davide or David, one of the two, or two. And if I mispronounced your name, I sincerely apologize. So I think I'm going to walk through each of the suits. I don't know if I'll have something to say about all of the cards or not. So we have the Fool, Magician, High Priestess, and the Empress. One of the things that struck me right away is all of the images that involve Dorothy back in Kansas before she went to Oz are all in that sepia tone color. I truly appreciate that. I feel like that is such a wonderful touch because that's exactly how the movie was, even though I had no patience for that as a child. But it's really nice that they brought that sepia tone in to the images. So we have the Emperor, Hierophant, the Kindred, which is the Lover's card, and then the Chariot, Strength, the Hermit, the Wheel, and Justice. I love that the house on the Wicked Witch of the East is the Justice card. I just think that's brilliant. I like the wagon wheel here for the Wheel of Fortune. Then we have the Hangman, Death, Temperance, and the Devil. I like that, what was her name? I think it's Miss Gulch. I might be wrong about that. But I like how she is portrayed as the devil here in this deck. I love the Temperance, where Dorothy throws water on the Wicked Witch. That is the perfect Temperance card. Then we have Tower. You can't have a Tower card without the Twister and Dorothy's house, the Star, the Moon, and the Sun. Oh, I really like this image for the Star where she's asleep in the poppy fields because of the Wicked Witch's spell and everything. And there's Glinda waking everybody up. And I really do like that the ruby slippers are here to represent the Sun card. And then finally for the majors, we have Judgment in the World. I think this is one of my favorite cards. I really like the world where it is showing both the sepia and when she finally opened the door, when the house landed in Oz, and you know, she's exposed to all that color and everything now. I really enjoy that image as our world card. So the next suit we're going to look at is the brooms, and the brooms represent the wands here in Oz. So we have our ace through the 4 of brooms. I love this 3 of brooms, 3 of wands, where they're all dressed up as the guards for the Wicked Witch's castle. The Scarecrow and the 2 of brooms, like which direction, or you know, how do you make a decision to go? I love the 5 of brooms for conflict when the trees were pelting them with those apples because they were going to eat the apples off the trees. Oh my gosh, that is hysterical. I really enjoyed that the flying monkeys are finding a place in here. And then so we have our 5 through our 8. When the Scarecrow had to put out all the fire, or was surrounded by fire. And then we have our 9 through our Knight. I remember this part of the movie when everything was flying past the window, and there was the cow and Annie M and all the other farmhands and that were going past the window there too. And then we have the Queen of Brooms, which is Miss Gulch again, and the King of Brooms here as the Scarecrow. I think I like those images. I think they all fit in some way to the tarot meanings. So the next suit we're going to look at is the cans, which is the cups. So we have our ace through the 4. And the wands, I noticed, focused all on the Scarecrow and basically what his struggles were, you know, the indecision because he needed that brain when that 2, and then the obstacle for him was like fire and that. And so here we are with the Tin Man for the cups, which I think is a really good choice. Here he is under the tree, all rusted. Oh, look at the tree has oil can that he's offering to him. I like that. That's nice. So then we have our 5 through our 8. Well, this is when she first arrives. I really like this image for the 5 of cans or the 5 of cups. It really shows that grief aspect to things, that sense of loss here. And I was trying to think what this 8 of cans represented, and I can't remember exactly because it's been a while since I saw The Wizard of Oz. But did he need help with his wagon wheel or something like that? And that's what this is regarding. This is when she left home and came upon the what was his name? The professor or something? Oh my gosh, I can't remember what he was doing, but I like that. And then our 9, when she was getting all fixed up and dolled up at Emerald City. Our 10, Page and Knight. Oh, he does have his little heart here, and it's on a chain. Oh, that's cool. I really like this 10 of Cups card. And then finally, our Queen of Cups, Auntie M, and our King, which is the Tin Man. So next we're going to look at the spears, which is the swords. So we have Ace, 2, 3, and 4. I really like this 3 of spears, even though it's, you know, spears just through a heart. I like the fact that the clock is on here, which relates it back to that Tin Man image, and almost like how much he wanted a heart, how much that meant to him, that sort of thing. I don't know, I really enjoy that. You could also see this with this clock on this heart as, you know, is there an expiration time to your grief? Is there an expiration time that you need to put in place to whatever it is that you're struggling to move past that is affecting you in a certain way. That's kind of how I would see that one. Our 5 through the 8. So for 8, we have Glinda here in all of the, trapped in all of this, the spears, all of the swords. I don't recall that, anything similar to that, but maybe this is about her own struggles between right and wrong. My husband and I just watched Wicked, just watched the Wicked movie, which I fell in love with in March. So I'd never read any of the books or the series or anything like that. So the only thing I have in reference to any of this is the original Wizard of Oz movie. Oh, look here. We have the 5 of Spears and the Cowardly Lion taking that there from the Tin Man and the Scarecrow. That's an interesting picture. So next we have our 9 through the night, and again with the trees. So I guess this is a little bit repetitive here, but I don't know. I don't mind it. I will have to say the Page of Spears and the Page of Swords with the flying monkey doesn't really give me much reference to anything. So I don't know. I'm not thrilled with that one. I like that the Wicked Witch is kind of the Queen of Spears, and I like that the Cowardly Lion is the king. So, and then our final suit is the bricks, which is our pentacles. So here is our ace through 4. I like that they chose the bricks as the pentacle suit. I like that they're working together here to build the yellow brick road. I like this image of Glinda and her manipulating, maneuvering those 2 bricks there, juggling them, keeping everything up in the air, handling all of her duties and expectations of her. I like that. So we have our 5 through our 8. At first I thought it looks like he's crying, but maybe he's just, because here's like his staff, or it could be his shovel partly in the ground, and he's just needing a rest from the whole situation. And then we have our 9 through our night. Oh, I like this. This must have been when they were in Emerald City and the horses were prancing around. I like the 10 of bricks and him, the wizard, taking off in the hot air balloon. And then we have Glinda as our queen, and the king is Uncle, what's his name? Uncle Henry. I had to look it up. I couldn't remember his name at all. Jeez. So I don't know what to call this. I'm not good at determining what cardstock is. It's very smooth, I'll tell you that, but it's also very thick. So I don't think I'm going to be able to riffle this. It's very stiff, so I'm just gonna have to push it together like that, which it bows, you know, kind of right away. So this is probably going to be an overhand shuffle, which means it's going to take longer for me to get these cards really mixed up since I can't riffle it. Maybe that'll change once it's broke in, but for right now it's a very, very stiff shuffle for me. Oh, I guess I could riffle it just barely, but I don't want to bend any of the cards either. Let's look at a minor and a major in the guidebook. So we have the 6 of cans, so the 6 of cups. It just says for the upright, Dorothy's childlike, I guess I should put this over here. Dorothy's childlike innocence is a boon to the Munchkins. She didn't mean to hurt anyone when her farmhouse landed on the Wicked Witch of the East, and she freely admits this. Similarly, the Six of Cans encourages you to tap into your own childlikeness and let your favorite people know what you've been through for good or ill. In addition to caring about you, they will also benefit from hearing your story. Be proud. And for reversed, it says, the reversed points out that you may be living in the past. As comforting and familiar as this can be, it prevents you from learning from your mistakes. Expecting things to go on as they have been is unrealistic. Tin rusts, houses fall, hearts break. Old memories have as much power as you give them, but you've been missing out on making new ones. It's time to let go for your own sake. I really enjoy that write-up for that minor. That I really enjoy that. Let's see what Justice says here. When the Justice card appears in a reading, your choices and actions are coming back to you twofold. But were they good, bad, or a mix of both? Justice enters a reading to shift perspective for the greater good. While you consider this, keep in mind that nothing is black and white. At best, it's a sepia-toned world of half-truths and good intentions. This card is a loud and clear signal to evaluate your moral codes and systems. You may have the most valuable slippers in your possession, but what good are they to you when you're pinned under a house? Justice reversed is quick to call out the baseless blame you take on for other people's choices. Of course, it feels like the weight of the world is on your shoulders. You brought it on yourself. Take steps to learn self-forgiveness and how to let go of other people's problems. Of course, you can help those who need it, but not at the cost of your own health. Step away from their chaos. This is not your battle. I really like that also. Oh my gosh, I am so excited. You have no idea how excited I am to work with this deck. Let's talk about some pairings and why I chose these decks to go with this tarot. Okay, so my first deck that I'm going to pair is the Soul Trees Ascension deck. And the whole purpose of pairing this one is I thought about their journey on the yellow brick road, and let's remove some of these. I thought about their journey on the yellow brick road and going through that forest, and that's where they ran into the trees that pelted them with apples, and that's where they ran into the Wicked Witch and everything. So that's why I thought that this would be a good one. Plus, this is a good self-reflection, and that whole journey of the yellow brick road is, you know, all about learning to rely on yourself and find your strengths in everything. So let's see how this does. So we have the Five of Cans, Five of Cups, the Eight of Cups, and Breakthrough. I like that. That's an interesting pairing. Wait patiently and trust, Death and the Hermit. That goes very well together. We have the Moon, Illusion, and the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, I think I'm really going to like this pairing. Eight of Brooms, Nine of Cans, so Wands and Cups, and Perception. You could change your perception very quickly from this. What did I say? Did I say Eight of Cans? This is the Four. Four of Cups. Helps if I learn my Roman numerals, doesn't it? Temperance, Imagination, and the Hierophant. And then finally, we have the Ten of Spears, Inner Growth, and the Ace of Cups over here. So yes, I really do like this one. So the next deck I chose is the Southern Botanic Oracle by Stacey Williams Ng. And I chose this one because as they were almost to their destination, they ran into that poppy field and ended up losing time, basically falling asleep as she dusted it with her magic, the Wicked Witch did, so they couldn't get to the Emerald City. And I just thought this would be interesting to pair with this one. So we have the 10 of Spears, 10 of Swords, the Ace of Cups, and the Sugar Maple, information and knowledge. So the Page of Swords, Passion and Fire, and the 6 of Wands. I'm not sure how I feel about these ones yet. We got the Knight of Swords, High John the Conqueror, Power and Command, and the 2 of Wands. I like that one. We have Tobacco here with the 8 of Spears and the Queen of Spears. So we got our swords, Controversy and Paradox. Oh, that's interesting. 4 of Spears, White Pine, Longevity and Bright Future. And then the Kindred, which is the Lover's card here. So we have the 4 of Cups, Weight and Rigidity, and the Knight of Bricks. Yeah, the Knight of Bricks, he would be kind of on the rigid side. So I could see that meshing together. The Hierophant, Balance, Stability, and the 3 of Cups over here. I like that. And then finally, we have the Ace of Cans, which I've shown already, but I mixed these back up. And then Okra, Fortitude, Confidence, and the 9 of Wands, or the 9 of Brooms. This is okay. I don't mind some of them. Some of them didn't hit right for me, but this one, I kind of like the pairing. So let's try something else. So the next deck I thought I would pair is the Crow Redux Oracle by MJ Cullinane. This is the first printing of it. So it's the small pocket edition. There are 78 cards in this oracle. Look at this. There's the 2 flying monkeys on each side of this. I picked this deck because I don't really have like Wicked Witch type energy. I don't feel in like any of my oracles. So this oracle, I felt maybe was a little bit darker. I don't know. That was my theory anyway. So that's why I chose this. So let's see how this works. So we have the 6 of Brooms, 6 of Wands, and the 5 of Pentacles with upheaval in the middle. So you've got victory and you have loss over here. Oh, and the upheaval in the middle. I like that. I like that, that bridge between that. I don't know if anyone else is like this. It's only usually when the deck is new to me and I'm not used to the new names of the suits. I have to pause and think about what that suit is about first before I go with the meanings and that sort of thing. It just puts that slight hesitation in me when things are renamed until I get used to using the deck. Okay, so we have the 2 of Brooms, so 2 of Wands, the 2 of Bricks, 2 of Pentacles, and Communication. Both of these are at a standstill. That's an interesting pairing. Queen of Spears and Ace of Bricks and Wrath. Wow. Okay. The Chariot, the Queen of Brooms, and Bond. The 6 of Spears and the 9 of Spears with Waterproof. I'll kind of let things roll off you, especially with this 9 of Swords anxiety. And then, you know, you have that, the 6 of Swords over here. And finally, we have Empress, Knight, and the 5 of Spears. I don't know how I feel about this pairing. I would have to probably look at my collection to see if there was another oracle that had a little bit of a darker feel to it. I'm not sold on the Crow Redux pairing. You can let me know what you thought about that, or a suggestion for an oracle that maybe is a little bit on the darker side. So the next pairing, I am using Gordon Smith, the Healing Spirits Oracle, a 48 card deck with guidebook. This is put out by Hay House. The reason I chose this one is because all of them needed to basically heal something within themselves. They all needed to believe in themselves in some way. They all needed to listen to their own inner wisdom. We have the Five of Wands, the Ace of Swords, and there is so much more to you than you think. Oh, I like that with that in this. Especially with this Five of Wands, that, you know, that competition, maybe you're comparing yourself to too many people. Maybe this is about speaking nicer to yourself. I like that one. Then we have the Eight of Cups, all is well, and the High Priestess, about following your intuition to walk away from something and trust that it's going to be okay, like that one. Then we have the Seven of Swords, the Tower. Be the best version of yourself and start today. Let it crumble, let it fall apart. You know, you don't have to try to be something that you're not. I like that one also. And I like the coloring with this. So we have the Ace of Wands and the Hanged Man, always in motion. Well, you're not in motion here with the Hanged Man, but the Ace of Brooms maybe is Ace of Wands is saying, okay, it's time to get moving again. You get out of this stagnant stage. The Hermit, the Sun, and you came to serve. That's interesting, but I can see that message. King of Cups, universal love is true love, so love all, and Page of Cups. Yeah, I think so far this is my favorite pairing. When I don't have to pause and I don't hesitate and the messages speak right away, then I know that it's a good pairing, like the Soul Trees one. I really liked that pairing. I think we'll do one more and then I'll move on to the next one. So we have the Ten of Cans and we have the Devil. Spirit healers and helpers are with you. I don't really like that one with this, so I'm going to end that one there. But I did enjoy this one, and I haven't used this deck much recently. I used it quite a bit when I first got it, and then like everything else, it gets kind of pushed to the side as new things come in, but I really did enjoy those messages with that. The next one I thought is a little bit of a stretch, but I just wanted to see, and it's the Postcards from the Liminal Space Oracle deck. I just wanted to see what this black and white would look like and how it would work. And the reason I chose this oracle was because, was Dorothy in a dream? Was she really there in Oz? Did she really travel somewhere else? Was it, like I said, just that whole liminal space of that dream, that in between? So that was my reasons. Whoops, do I have this? Okay, so we have the Star, and then we have the Seven of Cups here, and Haunted by Ghosts. I don't know about that one. This is not how the story ends, with Strength and the Two of Cups. Okay, I can see that. Two of Swords, the Emperor, and Check to Self, Paid in Full. Nine of Cups, the Fool, and Mirror, Mirror. I'm going to tell you what, I don't use this liminal space oracle that much. At least I don't use it paired with anything. I haven't found, just me, I have not found that this pairs well. Or I can't find a way to pair it up with something. So even though this is a video about the Wizard of Oz Tarot, if you have postcards from the liminal space, are you pairing it with anything, or are you just kind of pulling it for like a daily guidance sort of thing. Let's do one more. Justice. What a time to be alive, and the Page of Brooms. I don't like this one. I don't like that pairing. I don't like the way the messages were. No, that's a no for me. Another pairing I thought I'd try is Denise Linn's Sacred Destiny Oracle. This is also mass market, put out by Hay House. So we did this one. Let's move. So we have Temperance, the Ten of Brooms, and Purity. So balance. A lot going on over here in Purity. The Six of Cups, Miracles, and the Ten of Bricks. Okay, I can see that a little bit. Oh, and I like that there's a rainbow in that picture also. So we have the Eight of Brooms, Eight of Wands, the Three of Pentacles, and Opportunity. Oh, I like that message. Knight of Brooms, so Knight of Wands, Seven of Brooms, Seven of Wands. Oh, and Healing Chaos. That's a good, oh, and look, it's a twister. So that's a good match right there. That's a good message. The Moon, Delight, and the Three of Wands here. I'd have to think about that message. The Five of Cups, Relaxation and Judgment. I don't know, this one is just okay. I still am leaning towards the Healing Spirits and the Soul Trees. We have Death, Inner Peace, and the Magician. It's just, this one's just okay for me. It doesn't wow me or anything as a pairing. The final pairing I'm going to do is the Woven Spirit Oracle by Lorraine Sadler. This is a US Games deck. Now, this deck, brand new. I just talked about this. I just talked about this deck in my April wrap up. So I really have not had a chance to use it yet. But the colors are so vibrant on this. And then you just have the single keyword, kind of like the Soul Trees, that I thought that this would be a good pairing. So Queen of Cups, Honesty, and King of Brooms, King of Wands. I like that. Knight of Cups and King of Bricks and Intimacy. Oh, I like that also. Oh my God, look how well the colors go with this one. So we have Eight of Bricks, Illusion, and Four of Brooms, or Four of Wands. So Eight of Pentacles, Four of Wands, and Illusion. Maybe you're not being truthful with yourself at what you're trying to achieve over here and how hard you're working at it. Are you really putting in the full energy that you need to have the success that you want? I like that message. King of Spears, Friendship, and the World. That's a beautiful pairing right there. Six of Pentacles, Four of Cans, and Fearlessness. I think this one might be my favorite pairing. I really do. I think this might be my absolute favorite pairing. Chariot, Hierophant, Sanctuary. Not only are the colors in the Woven Spirit Oracle so in sync with the colored cards here of the Wizard of Oz Tarot, but the messages are just as potent. Six of Spears, Wheel of Fortune, and Remember. Remember, you have the ability to walk away and to make the change. Maybe that's it. Empress, Reach, and the Kindred. Yes, yes, yes. This is going to be my pairing, I think, with the Wizard of Oz Tarot. And hopefully that truck did not make too much noise that's going by, but it's 82 degrees today, so all my windows and doors are open. So I apologize if you can hear that in the background of this video. So share with me, do you have the Wizard of Oz Tarot? Are you picking up the Wizard of Oz Tarot? Was that a favorite movie of yours as a child like it was mine? I am thrilled. I cannot express how thrilled I am with this deck Insight Editions, if you happen to see this, please keep making tarot decks like this because I absolutely love this, and this is definitely going to be the pair that I use when working with this deck. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I really appreciate you being here. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more from me. And until I see you next time, bye.